Hello and welcome to the main PYQ discussion by Neenv. We have a very interesting question here. What were the events that led to the Suez Canal crisis in 1956? How did it deal a final blow to Britain's self-image as a world power? So two parts. Final blow, here it is blow to Britain's image as a world power. That's the second part. Second, events that led to the Suez Canal crisis. So when we talk about the events that lead to this crisis as well as the final blow to Britain's image, we'll explain the crisis itself. First, we'll start the introduction by talking about Suez Canal. It was constructed in 1869. It is located in the land of Egypt and it was constructed by someone called Ferdinand de Lesseps. He was the architect. Now, what is the relevance of Suez Canal? It's a very extremely important strategic location. You can understand that with the map. I would recommend to give this map in the question. See this from Europe. This is Europe. To reach Indian subcontinent, you have to cover all the way through this route, through the Cape of Good Hope, which is located in South Africa. This is the route through which Vasco da Gama came to India. If you go through this route, you can reach Mediterranean Sea and through the interior you can go to Europe. So it saves a lot of fuel and a lot of time. But for that you need a canal here through the land of Egypt. That is the Suez Canal that was constructed in 1869. What happened? What happened with the crisis? The crisis took place in 1956. So Gamal Abdul Nasser, the president of Egypt, he nationalized the canal. When you nationalize it, you are getting a lot of revenue from that because every ship that has to pass through has to pay tariff. So when you nationalize it, you are getting money from that. So Abdul Nasser nationalized it. Remember, this is the time of Cold War. And Nasser is someone who is affiliated with the USSR in the context of Cold War. So the other side, led by US, Britain, France, they're against Nasser and this annexation process, nationalization process. Now you can think Suez Canal is something that belongs to France, if it belongs to Egypt. If they're nationalizing it, what is the issue with these people? There you have to see this time, 1956 or 19th century, 20th century, first half of 20th century. That is the time in which these countries are colonizing entire Europe, entire world. So that's their legacy. To get control over resources, they have no hesitation in resorting to undemocratic means. Here also they did something. They used Israeli armed forces to attack Egypt. This is one criticism of Israel that still exists. So some historians and political analysts argue that Israel is the proxy of West or America in the Middle East. So this is one classical example of that. When the British interest, so here America is not in the picture here. When the British interest was ruined or not served in the region, they used Israel to attack Egypt. This was joined by France and Britain. America is not in the picture, let's be very clear with that. But Britain is allegiant to America because of similar ideology. USSR is the common enemy because they have a socialist ideology. Now what happened? Egypt emerged victorious. When Egypt emerged victorious, it will be a blow to the image of Britain. Britain, France and Israel jointly suffered defeat. What does it do? It exposed the dependence of Britain on US. Without the support of US in 1956, Britain was not a major military power, unlike they were in the last 200 years. So this is what got exposed in that. And this led to the resignation of Prime Minister Anthony Eden. So in 1956, it was proved that Britain is no more the world leader. It was USSR and US, right at the middle of the Cold War time. So the transition of Britain from being a world power, an imperial power that controlled the world during the colonization phase, to a power that is dependent on the America became very evident with the Suez Canal crisis. That's what this question is all about. So we have addressed that in two parts, and in these two parts we have explained the Suez Canal crisis as well. That's it. Thank you for listening.